Hi, welcome. My name is Rosa. I help architects design quiet spaces where people can live their best and be free. So today I'm going to talk about the 5 major noise problems that almost probably more than 99% of city people or people who live in cities suffer from. Do you suffer from one of these noise issues in silence? Isn't that ironic, suffering in silence for noise problems? But the sad reality is that a lot of people are suffering, and the only thing you can do is to put up with it because usually they don't know what to do. So, number one is usually traffic noise. In cities, especially where locations are prime locations that are, very, very convenient with lots of transit hubs, lots of traffic, lots of convenient roadways, and just a heck load of traffic or even aircraft, flyovers. These locations are usually very noisy. There's more and more developments that are actually coming up along major transit lines, major rail lines, and depending on each jurisdiction, you may or may not have very good windows that can provide an adequately quiet interior. The problem is also if you just want to open your windows to get fresh air, all of that noise from the outside will just come pouring in, and all of a sudden you lost your quiet space, if you have one to begin with. Number 2 is sound transfer between neighbors. There's 2 kinds of sound, so I'm going to use up number 2 and number 3 for sound transferring between neighbors. Number 2 is airborne sound transfer between neighbors. I know it sounds really weird. Just hang on for a second and hang in there with me. So airborne noise is usually sound that travels through air. This can travel through air, through your wall, through your floor ceiling, and reach the neighbor, and vice versa. Your neighbor might be doing something, and their activity noise, their voices usually, will travel through air, through the partition, your floor ceiling, or your wall, or even, window, or balcony, right? Balcony. And so we call that airborne sound transfer. The easiest way to tell that this is airborne problem is it's usually voices. It can also be music. It can be the kids crying, the kids playing the violin, the parents yelling, or people laughing. People are having a good time next door in a group, they're having people over, they're just enjoying themselves. You'll be able to hear them, and that's usually airborne sound isolation. That kind of sound can also come through the HVAC system. So like the air grills, all of those are just places that you're actually sharing air, and wherever you share air, you're sharing sound. So your conversation might not be that quiet. Number 3 is impact sound transfer. So what I mean by impact sound is like footfall noise. So if you are just trying out those beautiful new heels, or if you're getting ready for a date, or if your kid just really likes to, slam things on the floor, or if you're just trying out your new kitchen and trying to hack some, meatloaves on your kitchen island, and testing out your amateur chef skills, then that impact noise might transfer through the structure into your neighbor's space. And the same thing, you can clearly hear when your neighbor is coming home just by hearing you can hear people walking upstairs. It might not even be that sharp or that loud, but you can feel it and you can hear it. So that's what we call impact noise. So a lot of apartments, a lot of shared condominiums and things like that, they will experience that kind of issue. The number 4 noise issue that less people talk about but can be really annoying depending on what you're trying to do is plumbing noise. What I mean by plumbing noise is like you can hear if someone next door is using a shower. You can hear toilet flushing. You can hear just the whole piping in the wall, like vibrating or moving, or water going like shh, like really like high-pitched sounds, or gurgling sound through the pipe resonating in the wall. That's what we call plumbing noise, and that can also be really annoying, especially if your neighbor's toilet is like right against your bedroom wall and you have your bed head right there. That's really embarrassing and just plain annoying. Number 5 is more prevalent as more and more people work from home, and that is sharing the same home office with your spouse or with your partner or another person sharing your space. For example, your roommate or your kids or your parents. So your mom might have that soap opera turned on, really high when you're trying to have a conference call with your boss, or your kids might be doing their ABC lesson when your husband is trying to concentrate and pay attention to his work. So all of these are just becoming more and more annoying for people sharing smaller spaces together, because there's just simply not enough distance, and not enough distance to be quiet enough from one another, and not practical to build out real walls to separate these, otherwise pretty okay spaces. So those are the 5 issues that are really common. Let me know down in the comments whether you're suffering from any of those. So to recap, number 1 is general traffic sound and environmental sound from the outside, usually coming through the windows. Number 2 is airborne sound, so your neighbors' voices, shouting, TV, music, dogs barking, and those kinds of things from next door neighbors or upstairs, downstairs neighbors. Or maybe even like a noisy HVAC equipment from the yard or something from the neighbor's yard. Number 3 is impact noise, and that's usually footfall noise. You can hear like something hitting against the wall or against the floor, and it's not you, so that also decreases your privacy and comfort. And number 4 is plumbing noise, when you can hear other people flushing when you really don't want to hear that. Number 5 is the annoyance from having to share a space with someone who is a very loud phone talker, and you have nowhere else to go, and you have to finish for that deadline. So again, those are the 5 things. Comment and let me know which one bothers you the most, or if you're suffering from all of them. Thanks, and see you in the next video.